The new phone books are here. The new phone books are here. So here are the boards, well, the first of the boards that I ordered to go into the SVT to hold all the filter caps, to replace the old cans. And the company that made this board offered a matte black option. I tried it. I'm not really nuts about the look. I think I like the standard green better, but this will be fine. You can get a sense of the thickness of the copper on here. It's a 3-ounce board. And very wide traces for everything with good separation. And this will be a very nice, elegant drop-in solution for old SVTs where the multi-section can caps are only made by 2 people these days. And they're not the best quality what you can get now. So by doing this, I can use discrete Panasonics, Rubicons, or Nishikons, etc., and spec out really good quality parts. And very thick PCB as well. Very rigid, not going to be any issue whatsoever. Let me show you how this goes in the amp. Here I've done the test fitting into the amp itself before I populate the board. Let me get these 4 screws back out, and I'll show you my goof. My goof is pretty simple and does not constitute anything major, but when I designed this board, I chose these 4mm holes for the standoffs because an M4 hole will also accept a 6x32 screws. So Tech United States can use 6x32 screws in standoffs. If I were to sell this to someone in Europe, they could use an M4. And when I ordered the spacers for this from Mauser, I had a brain fart and I ordered 4x40 rather than 6x32 because I was thinking 4, but that was an M4, not a 4x40. So I've got the correct 6x32 spacers on order. They'll be here from McMaster Car in 2 days. Tomorrow, as you watch this video, 2 days from when I shoot this. And these are 5/8 inch standoffs, and I'm going to go down to 1/2 inch, just lower the whole thing a little bit more. But so I'm not going to put this all the way in until the new standoffs arrive. But it's really easy for me to take these out and replace them with the correct 6x32 hardware. And for those wondering how I got these in here to exactly line up with this, since I created this, I had the actual dimensions in a PDF, and I was able to print out the footprint with crosshairs showing exactly where these go. And since there are these caps here, I just cut that out of the paper where those caps would be and used some double-sided tape and was able to transfer the center points very accurately. And those center points will stay the same with the 6x32. So this will go back in very soon. This just makes me so happy. And you can see a little bit of the isopropyl still on the board there from when I cleaned off the little bits of flux from the solder joints. That'll evaporate all the way up. You can see I've got the nodes named here, CEHD ground, ground 1, orange, pre-negative chassis 2, that's chassis 1, chassis 2 over here, output negative, A, ground, B, B. All those connections go to the places marked on the schematic of this area of SVT, which have the same net names, and all the resistors and capacitors have the same names as the old ones, so it's pretty easy to navigate. I may make these available to other techs at some point once I make sure it's working to my standards. These are 2-watt metal films throughout here. Some real nice Vishay Pro 2s. These here and these 2 here replace 4 resistors that are currently on the board. So those resistors will go away. And again, I've got to wait till Thursday when the new standoffs arrive to wire it up and button it up and all that fun stuff. But that's okay. It gives me time to do some work on the grounding of the amp, the new power cable, and some preamp stuff. But while I'm going from the 5/8 standoffs to the 1/2 inch standoff, so all these will be an 1/8 of an inch lower. So this will be even lower, but there's plenty of clearance even with this. My calculations were correct. I think it'll just look better to be a little bit lower. And on some amps, this bundle might be tighter, so that little bit of excess will be nice, even if there is that gap there. I intentionally left that gap there. So I think this will be very easy to do, and these old wires will go right in here. While these wire holes may look very small, not these large ones for the screws, but these here, these are all 1.5 millimeter, which is larger than a 18 gauge wire goes into. None of the wires in this amp are anything larger than 18 gauge. Most of them are 20 and 22 gauge, so won't be an issue. But I think on later ones I might make these accept up to 16 gauge just to give a little extra wiggle room. You don't want too much, because then you have a whole bunch of solder and things are just kind of floating around in a joint. But you don't want it too tight, because sometimes old stranded wires don't like to go in there. I shouldn't have any issues. I mean, they're better. Everything about this is higher quality than what's on the old board here anyway. And everything about this is about 10 times better than what you get in a current production Fender reissue or a Hot Rod or something. I mean, I paid a little bit extra for a real high quality board. Through hole plating, 3 ounce copper pour, all that fun stuff. If I were doing a full PCB for an amplifier, the whole thing was together, I might go to a 4 ounce and a slightly thicker board. But you know, with everything there's a cost performance ratio benefit. This is pretty damn good. This is better than most companies make today. So I always want to do everything the best, but sometimes the best is just theoretical or showing off a little bit. This is well beyond what is necessary, and if that doesn't make it among the best, I'll just have to learn to live with it. Anyway, come this Thursday when the standoffs get here, this amp will come back to life.